Hey loggers, I want to thank you for your support so far. Together we can build a wonderful community and expand this creepy universe even further. Help me reach 500 subscribers. Something very big is coming. Now without further ado, when we reach 500, the next door opens. What waits beyond is something I can't face alone. Join the logs. Stay aware. Stay afraid. Let's dive into today's story. I've lived in this apartment building for 4 years. 9 stories. Concrete exterior, built in the 70s. 1 elevator, always a little too slow. Always smelling faintly of rust and detergent. I moved here because it was cheap and because my job doesn't require me to leave home much. That's why it took me so long to notice. Floor 6 doesn't exist. I don't mean it's missing. The elevator has a button for 6, but when you press it, it never lights up. The doors never open. The elevator just hums past it like the number's just decorative. Even the stairwell goes from 5 to 7. You can check. I have. So I stopped thinking about it until the knocking started. It happened around 3 a.m. Tuesday night. I was dozing off to some stupid show, half-eaten noodles on my nightstand, when I heard 3 solid knocks. I live on floor 4, always have. No upstairs neighbors. The unit above me is sealed off due to water damage. So when the knocks came from the ceiling, I froze. They weren't light, not like a broom handle or footsteps. They were deliberate, rhythmic, like someone with huge hands knocking directly onto the floor above. I didn't sleep that night. Next day, I asked my landlord about it. He just shrugged. Maybe old pipes, or the building settling. He said it without looking at me. Said it too quickly. Then I noticed something weird. He never walked past floor 5 when taking the stairs. I followed him once without saying anything. He paused at the 5th floor landing, then skipped to the 7th. No hesitation. I started digging. Online forums, old construction records, property logs. Nothing mentioned a 6th floor. But then I found a comment on a forum for urban explorers. Just one. Posted 6 years ago. Don't knock back. Don't speak when the elevator opens. And whatever you do, don't let him think you see him. The user was deleted. The thread locked. On Thursday, I pressed the 6 button again. Nothing happened. So I tried something I shouldn't have. I knocked 3 times, just like I'd heard. A beat passed. Then the button lit up. The elevator began to rise slower than usual. At floor 4, the light flickered. At 5, the walls trembled softly, like a deep hum was pressing from inside the shaft. Then it stopped. Floor 6, the doors opened. What I saw wasn't right. It looked like a hallway. Kind of. Same layout as the other floors, but everything was stretched, longer than it should be, like the blueprints had been pulled vertically. The lights flickered, but didn't buzz. There was no sound at all, and the air felt wrong. Thick, pressed in on my chest like a hand. I stepped out. The hallway smelled like old paper and burnt dust. All the doors were shut, except the one at the far end. That one was wide open. Inside was darkness. No furniture, no windows. Just the outline of something tall standing in the center. I backed up slowly. The door slammed shut. The lights went out. And then the elevator doors began to close. But right before they sealed, I saw him. He stood nearly to the ceiling. Thin, inhumanly tall, wearing a suit that didn't quite fit. No face, just stretched. Grayed skin where features should be, and arms too long, hanging at his sides like rope. He didn't move, but I heard it in my head. A voice like it had been rotting in a grave for decades. You looked. I'm back in my unit now. Haven't slept in 2 days. Every night I hear knocking from the ceiling. 3 knocks, followed by the soft drag of something walking back and forth above me. My lights flicker constantly. The elevator sometimes stops on 6 without being called. And this morning, the hallway camera feed showed someone exiting my unit at 3:13 a.m. Only I never left. I've boarded up the vents, covered all mirrors, unplugged everything, but I keep seeing things. My own reflection standing still when I move, shadows with longer limbs, a voice behind the door that sounds like mine but deeper, hungrier, and the dream. Always that same hallway, always that door, always him standing at the edge of the dark, smiling without a mouth. If you ever visit a building and the elevator skips a number, don't try to find it, because it's not hidden, it's waiting, and it only needs you to notice it once. After that, he's part of you. The knocks are louder now, not just on the ceiling anymore, on the walls, the floor, the inside of the closet, always 3, always followed by silence that feels too thick, like the apartment is holding its breath. I tried leaving. I packed a bag, made it as far as the elevator. It opened before I pressed anything. Already on floor 6. The inside was wrong. Not physically, just visually warped. Like something behind the walls was leaning forward too hard, stretching the space around it. I didn't step in. The elevator didn't close. I backed away, took the stairs down, but each floor was the same. 4, 4, 4, 4. No matter how far I ran, every floor was mine. Every door had my number. Every hallway had the same crooked light. That night I heard the whisper for the first time, right outside my bedroom door. You came to my floor. Let me see yours. When I looked through the peephole, there was nothing. No hallway, no door across from me. Just a blank stretch of black. And in the center of it, a shape. still, tall, arms down. It wasn't knocking, it was waiting. I started seeing him during the day, in reflections, in windows of buildings I'd never entered. Once in the screen of my turned-off laptop. Behind me, standing in the corner, half folded like a collapsing tent. And then yesterday, something changed. I got a note slipped under my door, on yellowed paper written in block letters. You opened the door, I'll close yours. Last night the floor plan shifted. I woke up and my bedroom had no walls, just endless versions of itself, repeating out into a void. Each version of me asleep, some restless, some still. And in the fourth one down, I watched myself wake up, but the body didn't move like mine. It sat up too slowly, twisted its neck before its shoulders, stared straight at me through all four repeating door frames. Then it smiled and walked off screen. This morning, I woke up with dirt under my nails. My apartment door was open. The hallway outside looked darker, but not from shadows, from something blocking the light. A tall figure, just standing there, arms almost dragging, no eyes, no mouth, just presence, and it was humming. A low, broken melody like elevator music run through static. I shut the door, bolted it, taped the seams, blocked every vent. But I know he's already in, because just now I turned to look at the mirror above the sink, and I wasn't there. But he was, leaning down, as if trying to fit into my reflection. And I think the smile on his faceless skin is getting clearer. If you live in an apartment and there's a floor that doesn't show up, if the elevator skips a number or the stairwell jumps too far, don't press the button, don't knock back, don't listen, because once the tall man knows your floor, he moves in.